The cities of the future need innovative solutions in order to remain sustainable and resilient. And for a job like that, Arcadis is the perfect company to partner up with. Today, I'm here with my colleagues, Augusta, Josephine, and Laura. My name is Charlotte, and we are Freya Consulting. The cities of the future will be facing a wide variety of complications and issues, but these have also given way for new opportunities, such as new technology and a large demand for sustainability. These make room for both Arcadis as a company and Rotterdam as a city to go into a leadership position and lead the way by example for other companies and cities. So we worked with the question of how Arcadis can co-develop with its key stakeholders in the coming decade to ensure Rotterdam's resilience and provide a leading example for cities and companies all over the world. And for this, we came up with two initiatives, Sustainable Scores and the Rotterdam Arcadis Accelerator.
So when we looked into how Arcadis can help Rotterdam become a resilient city, we looked first at internal factors and external factors. Within the internal factors, we broke this down into intangible and tangible ways to create impact. With an intangible way being to optimize data, for example, for predictive maintenance, and a tangible way would be to only cooperate with sustainable suppliers. However, we saw that Arcadis is already doing incredibly on both of these points, which is why we looked into external factors. Here we saw that Arcadis would be able to incentivize current companies to go more into sustainability and to help new companies spark innovation for bold ideas. And we also saw that Arcadis actually has the strength to do this and become a leader and lead by example for other companies because of their scale, know-how, access to networks, and bargaining power.
However, in as complex of a project as city development, we can't just look at Arcadis. So we looked at all the stakeholders in this situation. Now, Arcadis has a strong desire to communicate its sustainable capabilities and initiatives. Its clients and suppliers are both looking for more transparency relating to sustainability and incentives to move in this direction. The municipality has an overall goal of creating a sustainable city for its citizens and are looking to do this in collaboration with NGOs and entrepreneurs. Of course, there are also competitors in this situation that are looking to go into this leadership spot. However, with the solutions that we are going to be presenting to you, we will make sure that Arcadis gets into this position and becomes the leader.
So we've identified two ways of co-developing for sustainability and impact, which were incentivizing current companies and sparking innovation for new ones, which is why we came up with the solutions of Sustainable Score and the Rotterdam Arcadis Accelerator. So first, let's look at the Sustainable Score, which is where Arcadis will score the top 20 inspirational actors within different areas. So, as I said, the Sustainable Score will map out the top 20 inspirational actors, and these can be within different areas. For example, suppliers, projects, startups, and individuals. Now, the criteria we based this scoring on is the circularity of the business model or company and their impact on the sustainable development goals. Now, we also saw that social sustainability is a core value for Arcadis, which is why we've included this. Now, this could, for example, be employee happiness at the companies. We also saw that having long-term financials to create for sustainable business models and to have a look at the specific initiatives that the companies have or a person might start as very important factors to take into consideration in order to have a more nuanced picture. So if we take a look at what the Sustainable Score might have looked like in 2020, they're of course scored based on these criteria, but there's also the possibility of doing a profile of the month, taking a company or person who has really done the extra mile and work to create some impact on these different areas. This could, for example, also be done due to So what we actually saw, these profiles are able to inspire other companies. which is why we feel that this is important to include. However, we'll only rank the best companies in order to create a more positive discourse, not a negative one.
Because for the companies that are already doing well in relation to sustainability, this is a way to get positive exposure and serve as inspiration for companies that are struggling with their sustainable initiatives. These struggling companies will be able to gain inspiration while being incentivized to improve their efforts. For the municipalities, it will allow them to strengthen their sustainable agenda by creating lower emission cities while fostering innovation and the possibility of elevating companies in collaboration with Arcadis. Arcadis will also be able to gain insight on the challenges that the industry is currently facing and make sure that you solidify your position as the sustainable leader.
So now we've told you how you can nurture stakeholders to create a more sustainable, resilient society. But let's take a look at how Arcadis can spark innovation to utilize collective intelligence for innovative solutions. We propose to do this through a public-private partnership with the municipality called the Rotterdam Arcadis Accelerator. After looking into Rotterdam society, we found that the city is home to thousands of creative, passionate, and ambitious entrepreneurs. And the city is also seen as a frontrunner related to both sustainable operations and innovative abilities. These entrepreneurs present good counterparts to Rotterdam's established firms, such as Arcadis, in their ability to deliver innovative mindsets and risk-willing attitudes. On the other hand, companies such as Arcadis have a long history for delivering value to clients, and they possess crucial structures and networks that enable efficient operations. So the abundance of innovative individuals and organizations presents an opportunity for Arcadis to continue your long tradition for co-evolving to foster out-of-the-box solutions that improve the quality of lives for the citizens.
But how will this Rotterdam Arcadis Accelerator actually look like? Well, as my colleague said, it will stem from collective intelligence from the people that you already have in your city. We expect to take in 8 companies as a start. They will be evaluated based on their potential future value, their growth, and their focus on sustainability. We expect that funding will be achieved through NGOs and the government, who will also have a say in which accelerators make it into the program. Your job is then to support with the capabilities, the knowledge, and potentially the offices that you have in order to guarantee future success. We expect that the companies will be in the accelerator program for 3 to 6 years. Hereafter, the exit strategy will be decided together with the stakeholders and the companies, but could potentially be to divest, integrate, or shut them down. However, we realize that not all accelerator programs, or at least the companies in them, are doing well, and we have taken this risk under account. The accelerator program will require initial investments, but that is why we have set 2 very important criteria. The first is that the added investment in the beginning is 500,000 euros. Further, the portfolio of the company selected should have a potential future value of 3 million euros, because then there is room for some to fail. We expect that 30% will fail within the first 3 years, and then 10% more in the years to come. With that, it gives us room to have a value in the end of 1.89 million euros. But the great thing about the accelerator program is the potential for scalability, and further, that is the stakeholders, meaning you, the NGOs, and the government, who will reap the benefits of not only financial, but also social added value.
So now Augusta has told you how you and the municipality of Rotterdam can accelerate small startups to benefit the city. But let's take a look at how these 3 actors actually increase value in the process. The entrepreneurs are not faced with the same constraints as large corporations. Instead, they are interest-driven, they are aware, and they are calculative, and they have the ability to come up with new out-of-the-box solutions to solve the society's problems. Arcadis, on the other hand, has the strong ability to provide expertise in project management, and you possess a wide array of specialists across fields and major in-house capabilities. Additionally, you have some preset structures for execution and a large network which these companies can utilize when they grow. Lastly, the government is able to provide regulatory support and accept for a more sustainable future. This is crucial to enable small sustainable firms to thrive and compete with the well-established firms.
However, we see that these initiatives would add even more value because it will be across Rotterdam and across both the citizens and the companies. We expect to reach 300,000 people through the sustainable scores. They will then be aware of the sustainability action that you and the government take in Rotterdam. Further, we expect to have 10 successful accelerator companies up and running only in Rotterdam. And because it is you and the government that select them, they will have an added focus on the SDGs that Arcadis has committed themselves to, and potentially even more than that as well.
So in order for these initiatives to be successfully implemented, thorough stakeholder and project management capabilities are required. For both of these two projects, communication is a key concern that must be prioritized, both internally and externally. In order to cope with this, we propose to set up an internal team that deals with and is responsible for all internal and external communication. From our talk with the protagonists this morning, we know that you actually do have the capacity to do this currently. And naturally, when initiating a project such as this one, some risks are entailed. And the most significant one identified currently stems from the lack of willingness from the companies to share that data for the sustainable scores. However, we propose to mitigate this by only rewarding the companies that actually do perform well, instead of punishing the ones that still have some way to go.
So through the new opportunities for securing a leadership position for both Arcadis and the City of Rotterdam, we looked into the opportunities for co-development in the coming decade to make sure that Rotterdam remains a resilient community and puts both parties into this leading position. With our solutions of the sustainable scores and the Rotterdam Arcadis Accelerator, we will be driving both sustainable and social impact and making sure that Arcadis will stay in a leadership position to prepare the cities of the future. Thank you very much, and we are looking forward to your questions in the Q&A.